This video is all about saving money. Not the obvious tips that you've heard 1,000 times, but 10 practical money-saving tips backed by psychology. If you want to transform your relationship with money and want to get ahead, hit the like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you care about. Now let's dive into my 10 genius money-saving hacks. Money-saving hack number 1, reframe saving as spending on your future self. If saving money feels like punishment, it's because you're thinking about it all wrong. The first reason that most people struggle to save money is because it feels like deprivation. Our brains are wired to focus on short-term benefits, short-term rewards. Psychologists call this a present bias. The fact is, spending money and buying stuff gives us an immediate dopamine hit, and it feels so good. While saving can feel like we're sacrificing that pleasure for some far-off, obscure, amorphous reason. And none of that is nearly as exciting as that shiny new thing you want to buy right now. That's how your brain works. That's why everybody already knows they should be saving for the future. Everyone already knows they're spending more than they should, but people don't change. Essentially, it fights against our human nature to save for the future. But that's exactly what we're going to need to do if we want to achieve financial freedom. So how do we work with this psychology instead of constantly fighting against it? Well, here's one good hack. Reframe saving money as just spending on your future self. Think about it. You're not really taking money away from yourself. You're just deciding to spend it later and at much higher amounts. Instead of thinking I'm losing $100 by putting it all into savings, think about I'm going to have $1,000 to spend in a few years if I just set this aside. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the money saving hack 3 we're about to talk about. But this subtle shift from I'm depriving myself now to thinking about spending money in the future is a really powerful hack. Essentially, it's not a loss, it's not deprivation, it's just delaying that gratification. And as a matter of fact, getting something that you want even more than what you want to spend now. Studies show that people are far more likely to save if they envision their future self in spending that money than they are just trying to cut back right now. This brings us to money saving hack number 2. Make saving automatic. You're never going to get rich if you're relying on willpower to save and invest. You need to make saving automatic if you want to have any success at all. This isn't an opinion, this is science. Psychologists call this the default effect or a status quo bias. Essentially, we are wired to keep things exactly the way they are right now. It takes energy, it takes effort to go in and make a change. That's why automation is so incredibly powerful. Think about it. You have probably belonged to a gym longer than you were actually using the gym. They set you up on an automatic payment plan. And to go back and change that, you had to decide that working out was no longer important to you. And you talk yourself out of that before you pull the trigger and cancel your subscription. Automating your savings takes this same psychology that is kind of used against you in that example, and it's using it for your own benefit. The easiest way to put automation to use for yourself, and I hope you do this today, is to set up automatic transfers from your checking account to a savings account. Now, eventually you might want to set up multiple savings accounts that are associated with your specific financial goals, but don't worry about that right now. Just get this automation started today. Even if it's just $20 a week going from your checking account to your emergency fund account, you're in a savings account, it'll have a tremendous impact on the amount of money you're building up for a future goal. You'll be amazed at how quickly your brain just forgets about that money that has disappeared, that has gone towards those future goals and investing goals and savings goals, and you'll just adjust to what's left in your checking account. It's amazing. And by the way, if you leave money in your checking account that isn't assigned to a future goal, it's all going to melt away. This brings us to money saving hack number 3. Set clear and specific and exciting financial goals. If you don't have a clear reason for saving, a clear and exciting vision for why you're doing this, it's never going to work. The big reason that saving money feels like deprivation and it feels so difficult is because most people haven't identified specific goals that they're saving for. Your brain doesn't get excited by abstract ideas about saving money in some savings account. That's entirely boring, and you will fall prey to buying something shiny and new right now. But your brain will get very excited about concrete goals that really matter to you, goals that are associated with your values and your vision and why you would want to make money to begin with. This is why creating separate buckets for specific savings goals is so incredibly powerful. It also harnesses a cognitive bias we have called mental accounting. We are wired to look at money as belonging to different buckets, and we treat it very differently. So use this to your own benefit. Set up exciting savings buckets. Perhaps it's a vacation fund, an emergency account. Perhaps it's a future gifts or a holiday fund, whatever it is. Tie it to something that's meaningful, something you can picture, something that really matters to you. And when you see progress towards that goal, when you see those specific accounts start to build, it's incredibly reinforcing. And it's going to keep you motivated to keep going. Before you decide where to cut back, set financial goals first. Specific, exciting, things that you can picture in your brain. So, what are you saving for? How much do you need? And when do you need it? Once you know that, set up separate accounts and automate money movement towards those accounts. Before you know it, you'll be crushing your financial goals. That way, you're not just looking to cut out joy in your life. You're allocating your money to what matters most, and then you're just spending the rest. Money saving hack number 4. Use the 24-hour rule to avoid impulsive spending. What's the easiest way to save $100 a month? Stop buying stuff you don't care about. When you feel the urge to buy something, just wait 24 hours before you pull the trigger. If you're shopping online, put it in your cart and just don't buy it until tomorrow. This simple pause disrupts the impulsive buying cycle. Just putting some time between that emotion, that desire, and actually spending the money is profoundly impactful in cutting down your spending. This gives your rational brain time to come back online. We are more vulnerable to spending when we're feeling tired, depressed, lonely, or even excited. You have to let your emotional brain calm down so that your rational brain can come online and you can really think about, is this something that you can afford? Is this something you really are going to need? Is this something that you're going to feel great about buying tomorrow? 9 times out of 10, you're going to realize that impulse to buy something right now dissipates. And you think about, I might not really need this, and this might not really fit with my financial goal. You won't feel like you're depriving yourself. You're just going to be reminding yourself about why saving money by not spending it on that matters to you. You are going to be shocked at how quickly that impulse, the need, the feeling like you have to have it dissipates and melts away. Money saving hack number 5. Add friction to slow down your spending. If you're spending money without thinking, it's because you've made it too easy to spend money. So let's talk about the power of friction. Retailers make it ridiculously easy to spend money. They have entire teams to figure out how to make it easier and easier and quicker. One-click buying, saved payment methods, auto-renewing subscriptions. These are designed to make spending so easy and automatic. You have to fight back. You've got to add some friction. Delete your saved credit cards from online stores. Make yourself enter all that data every single time you want to make a purchase. Turn off one-click ordering. Unsubscribe from marketing emails. Not mine, of course. The more steps it takes to spend, the less likely you are to do it. This isn't about deprivation. This is about being conscious and intentional with where your money goes. Money saving hack number 6, fight lifestyle inflation. If you're making money but you still feel broke, this is why. Lifestyle inflation is one of the biggest savings killers. You get a raise, and instead of paying off debt or investing more, you use that money to increase your lifestyle. Of course you do. You want more comfort. You want more luxury. This is a natural human phenomenon. It's human nature. Here's the hack. Every time your income increases, just commit to saving and investing 50% of it. You won't even feel it. After all, you got a raise. You're just setting aside 50% of it before you decide to upgrade your life with the remainder. If you get a $200 monthly raise, just commit to setting aside $100 of that to your financial freedom, your future, the goals that really matter to you. You'll still get to enjoy the benefits of the raise, but you're also building wealth in the background. Money saving hack number 7, celebrate the small wins. If you're waiting for the big win to start saving and investing, you're doing it all wrong. It's small wins that really matter. Your brain likes progress. Even tiny victories can feel huge in terms of motivating you for future success. This is why micro saving strategies work so well. It's why roundup apps like Acorns can be so incredibly motivating. Before you know it, that change becomes dollars, which becomes tens of dollars, hundreds, and even thousands of dollars. Even if just transferring $5 to savings every time you skip a coffee, it creates a powerful positive feedback loop. And the more wins you rack up, the more motivated you're going to be to achieve your goals. Money saving hack number 8. Optimize your environment. If you want to save more money, start by changing your environment, not your habits. Saving money isn't just about self-control. Spend some time setting up your environment so that it inspires you to save more. If you constantly see ads and sales and influencers online showing you their luxury goods, you're going to succumb to the pressure to spend more money now. You're going to have FOMO. You're going to have the urge to spend. Of course you are. Unfollow those accounts that trigger that desire for you. Be conscious of your emotions as they arise. Understand that you're just having FOMO. You're just having relative deprivation. You're wired to feel this way. When you see people who seem to be having a better time than you are, of course you're going to feel deprived. You have to fight against this automatic subconscious psychology and understand that you're being manipulated by people who are trying to get you to spend more money. Instead, surround yourself with people and with influencers and social media accounts that support you in your desire for financial freedom. Understand that wealthy people tend to be frugal. They tend to save and invest, not spend money on flashy things. Remember, your environment shapes your behavior far more than willpower does. Hack number 9, gamify your savings. Saving money is boring unless you can turn it into a game. Turn it into a challenge. Try a no-spend weekend. Set up a goal to save an extra $500 this month and track your savings and spending until you achieve it. Set up fun savings rules because you're super passionate about that goal, that clear vision you can see. Make it fun. You could set up a rule that you save and invest 10 extra dollars every time you hit your step goal, for example. When saving feels like fun because you have a clear vision about why you're doing it, it doesn't feel like deprivation and you're much more likely to stick to it. Savings hack number 10, and this is a really important one. Change your money mindset. The real reason you can't save money is because you don't believe that you can do it. One of the most common money scripts that I see is, I'm just not good at saving, or I'm just not good at investing, or financial freedom is never going to happen for me. These types of money scripts are so disempowering, and they're really built on a sense of learned helplessness. Chances are perhaps you grew up poor or you have faced some financial challenge that you couldn't overcome. This happens to many of us when we're kids. We're powerless to really change the financial circumstances of our family. But that sense of powerlessness, of hopelessness, can stay with us into our adulthood when we do indeed have all the power we need to achieve our financial goals. Saving money is just a skill. Investing is just a game. Being good at money is something you can absolutely learn. It's not a personality flaw that you're not good at it. You just don't know how to play the game yet. Anyone can learn how to win the money game if they just have the right mindset and the right tools, and you can get them. Start small, commit to wanting a better future, and celebrate your small wins along the way. And most importantly, forgive yourself for the past mistakes you've made. Chances are you didn't know any better. And even if you knew better, you didn't know how to do better. What matters most is that you're making a commitment right now to changing things and to moving forward. If you found this video helpful, hit the like, subscribe, and share this with someone you care about. I'm making new videos each week about how to build wealth and how to decrease your financial stress. But I want to hear from you. What is your biggest challenge to saving money in your life today? Drop a comment and let's talk about it. I'll see you next time.